Look, yeah, Jake Paul and Tyson. Now you got Newsome and Musk. I mean, this is going to be a battle, right?
I mean, if you're out there, you're shopping for a vehicle, one is eligible for a $7,500 rebate, one is not. I mean, you're going to shop both vehicles.
This loan would enable Rivian to more aggressively scale our U.S. manufacturing footprint for our competitively priced R2 and R3 vehicles that emphasize both capability and affordability.
All that and more. So let's get to it. Tesla stock is up in the pre-market a little over 0.25%, currently sitting at $339.39. I'm not a big fan of Tesla being up slightly in the pre-market. Kinda sets it up for a volleyball spike to the downside, but I suppose the silver lining would be I get to purchase more Tesla stock on red days. Gotta really cherish those red days. It's hard to imagine too many of them in the days ahead.
Turning to Tesla, California Governor Gavin Newsome excluding Elon Musk's company from a proposal that would offer EV rebates to buyers if a federal subsidy is repealed. Newsome's office telling Bloomberg it's due to the plan's market share limitations. Musk calling the proposal insane in a post on X. Dan Ives of Wedbush saying this: with the majority of EVs sold in California being Teslas, this would be a risky political move in our view. Dan joins us for more. Dan, good morning.
Great to be here.
Do you agree it's insane?
Look, yeah, Jake Paul and Tyson. Now you got Newsome and Musk. I mean, this is going to be a battle, right? And ultimately, it's a political battle, but the only EVs that are made in California are Teslas. So if they actually go down this path, I believe this could be some threats where more and more jobs move from Fremont to
Texas.
Austin.
I'm so glad I live in the great state of Texas. I mean, the politics are strong here too. But if your ultimate goal is to transition from internal combustion engines to battery electric vehicles, who gives a shit about the EV market share? This bill, introduced by California, now let's not get it twisted. There's only one auto manufacturer in California. Forget about Teslas being the best thing on four wheels and you should want all of your citizens to be in them. Let's hone in on the fact that your constituents, the ones that are working in the factory, what does this bill tell those individuals? We know your job is hard as hell building cars in our state, but we're gonna support the ones that don't build cars in our state.
But at the end of the day, federal tax, as we've talked about, that's going to get ripped away. That's bullish for Tesla. You're going to see this back and forth.
Before we get into that, let's just dig into this relationship. What is behind it? We know what was behind it with Biden. What this basically came down to was union workers not being at Tesla in the way that they were at GM and Ford. What's this one about?
Look, I think, first of all, I mean, Musk was iced out of the Biden administration for years, right? It was really focused on Detroit in terms of GM, Ford, and others. If you look here, is that there's a beef clearly between Musk and Newsome. But essentially what this is really about is that you're going to have these tax credits from a federal perspective taken away. California clearly trying to do something to stop that. But the reality is that the money ran out on this program in California.
What will this mean for competition? Could it spur competition?
I mean, it's definitely going to spur competition. I mean, if you're out there, you're shopping for a vehicle, one is eligible for a $7,500 rebate, one is not. I mean, you're going to shop both vehicles. Of course, everyone knows what Tesla is. They have a lot of brand recognition. But something like this is going to get shoppers to look and consider other things. And a lot of times that does ultimately end in a purchase. So without a doubt, Tesla will be at a disadvantage if this goes through.
It just boggles my mind that you would do this to your constituents in California that are working in the vehicle factories in your state. If your goal is to accelerate the battery electric vehicle adoption in your state, this bill sucks. Proposing a bill like this only serves one purpose: to hurt the individuals working at Tesla factories. And honestly, it's going to do a pretty piss poor job of doing that itself. The Tesla vehicle has already spoken for itself in California. EVs that aren't Teslas, they absolutely need this credit, simply to be even considered by a consumer as an alternative. Let's be honest, there is no substitute when you're talking about the best vehicle on four wheels.
Jessica, just set the context here though, 7,500. What does that mean for the ultimate price point of an EV right now? Because, well, they're not cheap. And $7,500 doesn't seem that much in comparison to the cost of a Rivian, for example.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. But I think as we go towards the mass market consumer, they're looking for cheaper EVs. And in that case, $7,500 does become probably more attractive because someone that's buying a $100,000 EV, they're probably not bothered by these rebates anyhow. And at the end of the day, people are buying a lot of times, even though they shouldn't be, on monthly payment. And so when it's calculated out, you're looking at the monthly payment, the $7,500 apply, especially for lease customers, that can make a really big difference and make that a lot more attractive and get consumers to buy.
If they really wanted to spur the mass market, you'd anticipate that you let Chinese EVs in, which are much cheaper than US competitors.
Whoa, whoa, Chinese EVs? Whoa, we can't have that now, can we? F free market capitalism. We're trying to protect US interests here. We want to pick and choose the winners of the... This lady just doesn't get it.
Given that that won't be the case, where are the cheaper vehicles? Who will this end up supporting?
Well, I mean, I think any automakers, I mean, they're all kind of scrambling. I mean, in this era of affordability, cost of living increases, inflation, people just feeling a lot less wealthy than they have in the past has been a big issue for car buyers. So I think a lot of automakers are trying to focus on the lower end. So anyone that is delivering good value that kind of has maybe like a $40,000 price tag, they're probably going to get a lot more eyeballs than some of these other things that we have seen, like the Jaguar coming out in a few years, or any of these, six-figure EV type of vehicles.
Let's move to a company that could possibly benefit from proposals of this nature.
Hey, Rivian down 2%. They're gonna get a little loan, or actually they're getting a straight grant, right?
No, it's a loan. It's a upwards of a $6.6 billion loan from the U.S. Department of Energy. EV maker said it received a conditional approval for a loan of up to $6.6 billion from the DOE to build this production facility in Georgia. Rivian plans to make its smaller R2 SUVs and R3 crossovers, which are also cheaper at the plant, beginning in 2028. Rivian actually paused construction of that plant earlier this year in an effort to conserve cash. Obviously, there's been a lot of liquidity concerns for Rivian, and then to focus on making its R2 at its existing plant. So this should help with that. In the press release, Rivian founder and CEO RJ Scaringe said this loan would enable Rivian to more aggressively scale our U.S. manufacturing footprint for our competitively priced R2 and R3 vehicles that emphasize both capability and affordability. Really touted how many jobs it will create, thousands of jobs. So this quells liquidity concerns, and obviously the timing is key because President-elect Trump is expected to kind of roll back some of these EV-friendly policies and incentives. So securing a loan and quelling those liquidity concerns before that all happens next year.
Now, there's not a whole lot of brands, especially in the US, that this bill would actually impact Tesla in a seriously negative way. I mean, the bill is garbage, that much is true, but it's rather toothless unless you got some company like Rivian. Now, is it any coincidence that Gavin Newsom announces a bill that supports everyone but Tesla, and the Department of Energy granting a loan of $6.6 billion to Rivian? I think not. Now, I'm all about all EVs being successful. I want to see Ford succeed. I want to see GM succeed. Lucid, Rivian, etc., etc. All that means is more American manufacturing jobs, success for USA, win-win all day. But me personally, I would like as little government involvement in this process as possible. May the best product win. If this $6.6 billion loan helps Rivian to not only survive, but thrive, it'll be a major win for the US government. But the odds of this happening, I mean, Rivian's blowing through money fast. It feels like we're at the back of the strip club in the VIP. And we're just gonna hand RJ Scaringe another black trash bag of money? Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. In conclusion, California seems to hate their constituents that are working in the Fremont factory. I suppose their job isn't hard enough already without proposing a little political strife in the mix. The federal EV tax credit is going away, and I don't blame California trying to supplement it to expand their already growing battery electric vehicle population. But to exclude the one company that actually makes vehicles in your state? That dog don't hunt, boss. Government shouldn't be picking the winners and losers. It should be the consumer. When I look at the Department of Energy handing out $6.6 billion loans. I'm kind of grateful that the Department of Government Efficiency is going to step in pretty soon to curb some of this unnecessary spending. I'd much rather Rivian go to the capital markets and acquire this money. Oh wait, they've done that with Volkswagen. I'm not sure what's going on here, but there's one thing that I absolutely know for certain, that if you want to be in the best vehicle on four wheels, you need to head over to the Tesla website and take advantage of the federal tax credit while it's still here. Not to mention, there's so many deals on top. If you use the referral link in the pinned comment below, you will get $2,000 off your new Tesla purchase. 0% APR for qualifying customers. There is no better time than to switch over from an internal combustion engine to a battery electric vehicle than right now. It's high time you forget about the rest and climb behind the wheel of the best. That's all I've got for you today. Be easy. Peace.